I want you and our viewers to listen to something that you said during the impeachment of Bill Clinton in 1998.
There must never be a narrowly voted impeachment or an impeachment substantially supported by one of our major political parties and largely opposed by the other. Such an impeachment would lack legitimacy, would produce divisiveness and bitterness in our politics for years to come.
So right now, you are moving forward with impeachment proceedings against a Republican president without support from even one congressional Republican. Is it fair to say that this impeachment, in your words from back then, will produce divisiveness and bitterness in our politics for years to come?
And they're bringing up some valid points. They don't know what the structure is going to look like. They don't know the format. They know as much as we do as reporters right now, so it's hard for them to strategize.
To that point, the president is a very effective communicator, whether you like him or not, whether you support him or not. The president is a very effective communicator using Twitter and other platforms to get his side out. The House Speaker, Nancy Pelosi, has decided, because she is the leader of the House Democrats and these are her decisions, that she is now a front person for this as it goes forward. And to your point about what will the article say? What specifically will you charge against the President of the United States? Jake Tapper tried to get some answers last night.
No, this isn't about politics at all. I don't think that the 2020 election is going to ride on this. We're operating collectively. It's not going to be somebody put something on the table. We have our own, shall we say, communication with each other.
Okay.
So I'm not going to answer one, with all due respect, I'm not going to answer one charge. We're not writing the articles of impeachment here tonight.
You can see her struggling there.
What in the name?
Because they're not settled on the specifics. How many articles? How much, if any, of the Mueller report do you bring into them? Whatever your views at home, it looks, if they keep on their schedule right now, that a week from today, the House Judiciary Committee could be voting on articles of impeachment against the President of the United States. And nobody's seen them. Are the Democrats open to criticism in the process that you're saying a president should be removed from office? You're voting to impeach him, to send it to the Senate for that question. Shouldn't the American people and every member of Congress have some time to look this over?
Do you even know what you just said?
You know, the Republican argument all along has been this is an effort to delegitimize this president, that Democrats wanted him impeached from day one, and that was all distilled into a question by James Rosen, now with Sinclair, formerly with Fox, somebody I covered the White House with, very good reporter, who on the speaker's way out of her press conference asked whether the speaker hated the president. Watch this moment.
Do you hate the president, Madam Speaker? Because Representative Collins...
I don't hate anybody.
Representative Collins...
I was raised in a Catholic house. We don't hate anybody. Not anybody in the world. So don't you accuse me.
I did not accuse you.
You did. I resent your using the word hate in a sentence that addresses me. I don't hate anyone. I pray for the president all the time. So don't mess with me when it comes to words like that.
Julie, we can deconstruct, we could talk about James and talk about the provocative nature of that question, but that was a moment that really got at something here, which is we know impeachment's a political process, but as it becomes so personal and so much about delegitimizing public figures, that overtakes the constitutional question.
It was a really striking moment, and it's very clear what Pelosi is trying to do here. She's trying to separate personal feelings that Democrats have about the president from what she views as a violation of the Constitution. Basically saying, yes, we don't like all of these things he's done. Yes, a lot of Democrats don't like him personally, but this isn't about that. That's what you deal with at the ballot box in 2020. This is about a violation of the Constitution, and we have no choice. I do think one of the problems for Democrats as we go into the election year is that the many, many moments where Nancy Pelosi has gotten up and said, I don't want to do this unless it is bipartisan. I don't want to do this unless we can get Republican votes, are going to be played over and over again in a reality where we won't have Republican votes. She, again, will say that they had no choice and that Republicans are overlooking constitutional violations. But I do think that that's a real obstacle politically that they have to overcome.
Well, and the reality is, look, we saw it in the Constitutional Scholars the other day. One of the scholars talking about the president's son, bringing into those personal terms. There are a lot of Democrats who just plain hate the president.
Oh, great Odin's raven.
So she does have a job to deal with that.